Alright, so today we're going over a really useful prompt, specifically if you're trying to come up with your own brand, whether you have a digital product or, a social media presence of some sort, whatever it is that you're trying to do, this prompt will help you create your own personal brand. So as you can see, this is what the prompt looks like. It basically states, you are my personal brand strategist. Your job is to help me build a clear personal brand from scratch, including my niche, audience, positioning, content pillars, voice, offers, and growth plan. And then there's more to the prompt, as you can see, but the whole purpose of it is that it's beginner friendly and designed to help you actually create a brand from complete scratch, from nothing, depending on whatever it is that you have. So once again, it's completely beginner friendly, and you can steal it from the description of the video or the pinned comment. Once you have it copied, you hit paste just like I did, hit enter, and it'll start like so. Then we enter the intake question phase of the prompt, where basically we're going to have to answer a series of questions so that ChatGPT can understand exactly who we are, what our background is, and then it can use, the answers that we provide to actually help us develop our brand. And the questions are asked one by one like so. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and answer these series of intake questions super quickly. I'm going to answer quite generally because, I'm using I'm not creating a brand for real. I'm just going to use a proxy just as an example so you guys can see. So I'll be very general, but when you're responding to these types of things, it's great if you actually answer as descriptively and honestly as possible. That way ChatGPT gets the true concept of what it is you're going for and who you are, and you'll get the most out of the prompt. So once again, I'm going to go answer these questions super quick and be right back. That way we're not spending the entire video going over them one by one. I'll just go through them one by one super quickly once I return. Alright, so I went ahead and answered these series of intake questions, so I'll show you what these questions look like super quickly. As you can see here, it asks what topic, skills, or interests you want your personal brand to be about. We're starting from scratch, so I said I'm very good at digital art and animation, hoping it can build from that. Next, it asks, what experience, knowledge, or personal story do you have with digital art and animation? I said, been drawing since I was 5 and very talented at digital art and animation, and have recently started posting on Instagram and TikTok. Intake number 3 asks us, who do you want to attract? I said, not sure, because once again, this is just a, fake idea that we're going with here just to show you how it works. But once again, try and be descriptive and honest when you're answering these questions. Next, it asks, that's okay for now. Pick an audience that feels most interesting. So I went with A. Then it goes on and asks, what do you want your brand to help people do? I just said you pick because I actually don't have a plan here. We're just going very generic with a very generic answer. And then it makes an assumption. So it says, I'd pick this. It says, help people bring their original characters, avatars, and ideas to life through high quality digital art and animation. Then it says that keeps your brand commission friendly, easy to understand, and flexible for anime, gaming, Twitch, YouTube, etc. Then it asks, what platforms do you want to grow on? I said TikTok ideally, and the others are secondary. Then it asks, what content style fits you best? I just said a mix of all of them, and it gives us a series of options that align with the niche that we're discussing. Next, it asks, what tone do you want for the brand? I said fun and creative, but it gives us other options as well if that was something that we preferred. Next, it says, what creators, brands, or styles do you like? I said not sure because I really don't know in this context. And then it asks, finally, do you plan to monetize? I just said not sure once again. And then it just comes up with the assumption that we will eventually. And then it asks, what topics, claims, or styles do you want to avoid? I said none. And then it actually started to develop our brand. And this is the whole point of all of those questions and the prompt in general, is to get us to this point where we have our brand foundation. So we see here brand positioning statement. I help people bring their original characters, avatars, and ideas to life through expressive digital art, character design, and animation. Brand one-liner, custom digital art and animation for people who want their characters to feel alive. Brand promise, people can expect fun, creative, character-focused content showing how ideas become finished art, animations, avatars, and commissioned pieces. Brand enemy, your brand stands against boring, lifeless character art that feels generic, rushed, or copied. Brand belief system, and it goes over that. Brand personality, being fun, confident, etc. What makes you different? And then it gives us just a basis of what we're going to look like as a brand off of the questions that we answered. Next, it gives us our niche and angle options. So the custom OC artist, the anime style commission artist, animated avatar creator, Twitch Discord emote artist, a niche that we can actually work, develop, and actually eventually sell something and monetize. So we see here character design for indie creators, I Draw Your Idea TikTok brand where you can basically do lives, art transformation brand, beginner friendly digital art, teacher, animated loop artist, personal art journey brand, and the top 3 ranked of what it thinks is best for us. Then finally, it gives us a best recommendation and build around custom digital art and animation for people who want their original characters, etc. Then we have the content pillars. Well, this is how we'll actually be creating content around our niche and our brand. So we see here purpose to show our skill. So we can do character transformations. We can do animation that brings it alive. We can do commission process. So for instance, here it's stating how how we can show our skill by taking 2 different characters, making them look different, separate you from static artists by bringing animation into it, and commission process, make buying it feel easy. People do not know what commissioning art is like, so we basically make it very simple and create a demand for this. Artist taste and options, and community art content. Next, it gives us the content formats, so the different things that we can utilize in our content. So I drew your idea, sketch to final, static to animated, OC glow up, commission breakdown, one detail fix, yada, 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 yada. And it just gives us all of the options that we can actually create our content around the niche that we've come up with here. Then we get profile optimization. Well, this is just building our profile around the brand that we've now created. And he gives us different bio options we can utilize, the about section, the link that we can actually add in. So link in bio structures to your commission info, portfolio, orders, Instagram, TikTok, email, etc. Then CTA options once we're actually trying to monetize or get an email list, what your profile should prove in 5 seconds. It gives us a whole thing. And then finally, it gives us a 30-day brand launch plan where it goes over every aspect that we're going to need to do in order to launch this and make it successful. So for instance, you'll get your week 1, define brand and publish proof of direction content, gives us our main goal, our monetization actions. Week 2, test content and pillars and hooks. Week 3, double down on what gets attention. And week 4, add monetization bridge and community building. So it goes over everything, including the monetization path and everything once we actually have our brand, how we can build it and make it successful. And as you can see here, this goes on and on and on. And then it gives you the phase 10 final brand blueprint with everything that we covered and how to actually implement with a 7-day action plan that we could take action on almost immediately. And then the clean final direction, build the brand around, and it tells you exactly what it is. And then at that point in this chat, you basically can just go back and forth with ChatGPT about your brand, and it'll help you clean it up accordingly depending on how things go. So let's say you launched in this case, it's a digital art brand. I made content for a week, and for whatever reason it's not clicking. I'd come back here, tell ChatGPT, and from there we would come up with a way that we can actually make it better or find where we're going wrong based on everything that we've done so far. So once again, if you want to steal this prompt, you can get it from the description of the video or the pinned comment. You simply copy it, hit paste into ChatGPT, answer all of those questions as honestly and descriptively as possible, and then you'll be ready to go. You'll be in your specific niche that fits you, and you'll be able to have a content plan and a personal brand that aligns with the exact thing that you're looking for. So hopefully you guys found this video helpful. If you did, please like and subscribe, and have a nice day.